Hello listeners, welcome to English grammar class. This lesson is about the present perfect. Before that, let me introduce the members of Team 4. The member of Team 4, Anissa Panjawati, Siti Nurjana, Rosi Fatimah, Lisa Taatia Insani, Delawani Azahra, Anggit Prahesti, Maulana Al-Ghafur, Nisrina Amirawati. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to form a present perfect and when to use a present perfect. But before we get started, it's good to know how to conjugate the verb to have. For the singular forms, I have, you have, he has, she has, it has. And for the plural forms, we have, you have, they have. Take a look at these sentences. I have painted the door yellow. They have paid for dinner themselves. But these sentences are in the present perfect tense. How to form a present perfect tense? Let's have a look at the regular verbs. For the regular verbs, we use the auxiliary verb to have and the past participle. You can make the past participle by adding ed to the infinitive form of the verb. Now, let's have a look at the singular forms. I have worked there. You have listened carefully. He has cleared the table. She has placed it on the floor. It has snowed. For the plural forms, we have walked to school. You have watched the tennis match. They have marked the tests. Now, we need to pay extra attention to verbs that end in an A, such as live, close, and wipe. For these verbs, we use the auxiliary verb to, have, and the past participle. But the past participle is made by simply adding ed to the verb. Look at the examples. I have lived here for quite some time now. He has closed the window. They have whipped the floor. We also need to pay attention to verbs that end in a y, especially those preceded by consonants such as spy and study, because we change the y into an I. For example, he has spied on his neighbors. We have studied hard. Now, let's have a look at the irregular verbs. For the irregular verbs, we also use the auxiliary verb to have and the past participle. But for the irregular verbs, the past participle has a unique present perfect form. Take a look at the examples. I have pulled that shade with my own two hands. The infinitive form of the verb is to pulled. She has bought some flowers at the market. The infinitive form of the verb is to buy. We have run the marathon. The infinitive form of the verb is to run. Now, let's have a look at the present perfect tense in questions. First, for the regular verbs, again we use the auxiliary verb to have and the past participle. Has she talked to him yet? Have you kicked the ball? Have they ever worked on a farm? For the irregular verbs, we also use the auxiliary verb to have and the past participle, but now the unique present perfect tense form. For example, has she quit her job yet? Have you ever driven a car? Have they ever paid for dinner? Let's have a look at the present perfect tense in negation. For the regular verb, the auxiliary verb to have, and we add not, contracting it into have not or has not, and the past participle. For example, I have not listened to the news. It has not rained since Friday. They have not closed the window. For the irregular verb, we also use the verb to have and not contracting it into have not and has not and the past participle. For example, she has not quit her job. The infinitive form is to quit. You have not ever driven a car. The infinitive form is to drive. They have not paid for dinner. The infinitive form of the verb is to pay. Let's have a look at the present perfect tense in use. We use the present perfect tense for things that happened in the past, but it's not important when they happened. I have been to Scotland. It's not important when I've been there. It's important that I've been to Scotland. They've decided to buy a car. It's not important when they decide it. The decision alone is important. We also use the present perfect tense for things that start in the past, that have continued in the present. For example, Bob and Jack have known each other for ages. For example, they met in the 1970s, and they are still friends. They have lived there since 2011, so they moved there in 2011 and they've continued to live there. We also use the present perfect tense when the following words are in a sentence. For, yet, never, ever, just, already, since. Here are some examples. I have lived here for 3 years. We have not seen that film yet. Have you ever watched a basketball game? Okay, I think it's enough. We hope you enjoyed this video.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video. And don't forget to subscribe.